Okay. Just because sadhana does have this element of dzogchen upana karma. I thought just to have a few words, but the Upanakrama practice is actually, Upanakrama is very big. I would say it's much vast and deeper than, Sampanakrama. It's much vast and deeper than Upanakrama. But for some, because of that, probably Tantrikas also tend to not only the Sampanakrama practice is also very abstract at times, and obviously because it's much more inner. Even though Sampanakrama does have like Senche is like a elaboration, I guess. Sampanakrama that has like characteristics or elaboration, sort of more like a tangible thing. The big part of the Sampanakrama is no elaboration. And I guess you can sort of generally say practices known as Mahamudra or Mahasanti falls into this later one. Although exclusive Mahasanti people may disagree a little bit, but we don't need to know this for now. I'm just saying this to save my own skin, because this Nyingma scholars can be very vicious. They said, how dare you say this? Which I also have a sympathy, because, especially nowadays, whatever you say, it gets recorded and it gets uploaded up in the sky, and then down the line, people may end up quoting. And then I also have a lot of fanatics, not a lot, there are enough Taliban following me, who also has a lot of influence to others. And after 50 years, they may end up creating a new religion. This is very possible. So I always have to say this. Anyway, Sampanakrama, I think I've already talked to you about the most tangible vessel. Vessel is a good word, I think. Since we just came out from Longchenpa's Nyingti Gyapshi, he has some amazing words like gongja. Gong is gonga, like the egg, and ja is the net. So, see, pay some attention to this one, especially for the Nyingma tradition upholders. Gosum gongja tiyang shakma shik. This is what Longchenpa said. He said that there are three. Basically what he's saying is there are three shells, like an eggshell. And it's such a beautiful analogy. The eggshell is very fragile, but at the same time so intact. It's just so nicely kind of, oval shape, all of that. So, there's It's just perfect, but it's very fragile. And it's a shell, the eggshell. Okay, I'm talking about eggshell. So according to Longchenpa, he would see that actually all three, body, speech, and mind, are three layers of eggshell. This is a slightly sort of exclusive Mahasandhi people talking, especially with the statement of saying mind as a shell. But we are not going to go there now. This is so academic. But it's important, especially if you want to pay attention to Mahasandhi's study in the future. So anyway, the most tangible shell, the form that we have, but also think that we, because it's very tangible and relatable, this is also what drives us. Probably, at least on the outskirts, it drives us the most. The dietary system, the fashion, photography, I don't know, all the art, whatever, it's in that department. But it's a shell. Shell wrapping what? The thing I was telling you, the the cognitions, the luminous mind, luminosity, the union of emptiness and luminosity. This is difficult. Anyway, then there's another shell inside. That's the speech or the prana, all of that. That shell, for ordinary people, is probably we don't relate, obviously, too much. I mean, we do actually, but it's not obvious. But actually, it's much more vicious. I think we talked about this. So, Dzogchen, Sampana, Karma practice relate a lot with this. Okay, and then the third shell is the toughest one, the mind shell. Yeah, that one we need to go through the sadhana of Mahamudra, or I don't know whether I should even call it sadhana, but path of Mahasandhi and so on and so forth. Okay, so Sampana Grama, that has elaboration. I would say most of the sadhanas that we do, will always have a little bit of that. At the end, I think I've already said yesterday, dissolution of everything, the whole universe or the whole field into, the lotus dissolving into you, all that, all the way up to the nadi, and nadi also dissolving. So that's, you can sort of say, it has also, of course, the part of the effortless or non-elaboration part of the Sampana Karma. But yeah, because at the end, the goal is you reach the non-elaboration. Sorry, so many jargon, so many terms, but you have to, this one you have to bear with. But to make it more understandable, it's always like looking at the reflection of your face or the moon in the lake. As you see, as you look, you will always get swayed by its appearance, swayed, hijacked, trapped. And that's when you get swayed, and that's when you begin to become eternalist, or I don't know, another form of extremist. You get swayed by the appearance of the intact beautiful, setting is so beautiful, the lake, snow, cloud, maybe some willow trees nearby, and all of that. Or reflection of your face in the mirror, so intact, so you get swayed by the appearance. On the other hand, all along, the reflection of the moon is not there. Anyway, so when there's an intact appearance, in order to defeat that kind of, challenge of eternalism, that challenge that takes you to eternalism, we practice upanakarama. That's what, well, generally speaking. All along, the reflection of the moon is not there. And this is the thing. But, this is what is being used as a quintessential part of the Sampanakrama. There are times that we get swayed by non-existence also. A lot of, things that makes us nihilist, such as Shakyamuni Buddha. He came, but he is no more here. Nihilism. Yesterday it came, it's no more here. It's a very strong. Generally, Buddhism, especially in the Tantra, it's not really that it's no more here, the yesterday. Same thing. Even the future. Most of us think it's not yet here, therefore it's not there. Nihilism. In fact, so a lot of us, what do we have? We have this and now. This sometimes we think exists, eternalist. But if you are real Tantrika, past, present, future, this is just like a reflection of the moon. Equally, present is no more real than the past and the future. So this is sort of the philosophy or the principle of the Sampanikrama. But Sampanikrama, as I said, is very big. For instance, like what do you call it? Sampanakrama that involves fabrication, meaning fabrication or elaboration, I should say, elaboration. It deals a lot with things that are sort of half tangible. And do you know what that is? Prana. Of course, the most sort of most true prana is not the air that we breathe in and out. This is just the most regurgitated, most gross thing that is going in and out, the air. But this will do. There's so many examples. There's so many good statements on this. It's like if you have lost your elephant and you search and search and you found elephant dung or a footprint, you should be as happy as finding the elephant, because now you can follow the track and most likely you will find the elephant. Likewise, the air that is going in and out from your mouth, nostril, whatever, those are like the footprints, the traces of the inner prana. So there is a very, very elaborated practice. Mainly, you will hear these teachings if you hear like tummo, like a kundalini, and anyway, because so there are few, heat that is generated through prana, Kitumo. And then another one, a big one. This is a really big one, is the dream. Because that is just amazingly tangible and untangible together. And it really can pull the rug out of your feet. I mean, it's so real, but at the same time, it's ridiculously not real. I already said yesterday, 5 minutes nap, 10 years of, I don't know, life, you can dream. So what is that? And it in fact has a impact on your awakened life, right? Like you could be sweating, you could be shouting, nightmare, and so on and so forth. Then the big one, another big one, is the bardo. Bardo, which is, I think we sort of touched that subject a little bit, but actually, and I kind of bypassed during the Kundalini, it also involves, there's also something so big, which is, Kundalini has something to do with the bliss. Bliss, and we are talking about especially the bliss that is aroused but through, rubbing or whatever, union. That is also so tangible, extreme, ecstasy, climax, so on and so forth. But it is also absolutely not there. I mean, if it is there, certain industry would have trapped it and packaged it, and we would all be buying it every day. But it's there, but it's not there. The bliss, the climax. So this is very much in the dream. And then sometimes there's also something called Juli, the illusory body, which is a kind of a it really makes you, it digs a lot of, what do you call it, it dismantles things that glues together our form, feeling, perception, karmic formation, and create this seemingly solid, organized aggregates, skandhas. So amazing, I don't know, for some reason, the illusory body seems to be not really much in the list of the practitioners, but they are that. So these are just sort of a list of sampanakrama that you can practice, the sampanakrama with elaboration. Then sampanakrama that has no elaboration. That is basically, you can say, the highest practice, which is basically there's no visualization, there's no mantra, there's no light coming and going. It's nothing actually. But at the same time, you don't let go, or you don't let yourself entangled by thoughts. Yes, it may sound like the standard vipassana that we have in the world, but it's also not really like that. it is much more than the vipassana of. Basically, it really bringing closer to the truth. It's amazing. I have met Burmese monks. If you ask me where this monk is, I don't know, because these guys don't have address, they have no phone. Just happened to meet in Mandalay in a coffee shop. It really, ordinary coffee shop. She happened to be the only one who spoke English, and she wasn't even really willing to talk to me because he had better things to do. But just so inspiring because the guy has been doing a lot of vipassana. And it's like the way he look at just generally the world and especially the body, like our body, his mind is so trained and sort of conditioned to see his body in parts. We don't see it like that, right? We only see our body as in one unit. She doesn't see it. This is so powerful. That alone will do it. That alone. Just think about it. If you see your body as in parts, how you will shop, how you will build your house, everything will change. And how you relate to others also. So I'm giving you this as an example. If you see the world in the Dharmakaya, altogether different experience. Okay. This is today. I will continue later. And thinking that please repeat these words. Changchup Ningpur Chi Jipar Sanje Namla Japsuchi Chödang Changchup Sambayi Solang Dejin Japsuchi. Okay, so now the main body of the Bodhisattva vow. And yes, the Bodhisattva vow, fundamentally I encourage you to take, because this is one vow. Fundamentally it is the vow to do whatever you can to awaken yourself and others. And especially we are following the tradition of the Madhyamika. The practice of the Bodhisattva, we will apply, or we will try to emulate, or we will try to apply the Bodhisattva practice according to an individual's capacity and ability. So there is no like a fixed or mandatory set of vows, but fundamentally this wish to awaken others, that is like must. And however you want to put it, to awaken all sentient beings from this darkness of duality, to awaken all sentient beings from the nightmare of samsara, to awaken all sentient beings to this fact that they have the Buddha nature, to awaken all sentient beings to the fact that they have never, even for a moment, departed from the Dharmakaya Kuntu Sangpo Samadapatra, to be to awaken to the fact that all sentient beings have all the Buddha qualities intact, nothing missing or damaged. So so different version of attitude or intention. So with this, please, I will also join with you in this special occasion to take the Bodhisattva vow. Symbolically, please recite this after me. Chitar ngonji, deshe ji, changchup tuni, jebatang, changchup sembi, lapala, teta rimjin, nepatar, tejin drola, pendundu, changchup semni, je jishin, tejin tuni, lapalang, rimbajindu, labarchi. Chitar nganji, deshe ji, changchup tuni, jebatang, changchup sembe, lapala, teta rimjin, nepatar, tejin drola, pendendu, changchup semni, jejishin, tejin tuni, lapalang, rimbajindu, labarji. Chitar nganji, deshe ji, changchup tuni, jebatang, changchup sembi, lapala, teta rimjin, nepatar, tejin drola, pendendu, changchup semni, jejishin, tejin tuni, lapalang, rimbajindu, labarji. There is no greater kindness, mind of kindness than this mind of wishing to awaken others. There is no kindness or a virtuous intention that is more undeceiving than this mind of wishing to awaken others, because all kindness, no matter how it comes in the form or shape, such as wishing people to be wealthy, healthy, prosperous. First of all, they are all subjective, and also they are uncertain. What makes one happy doesn't make others happy. What makes oneself happy today doesn't make you oneself happy tomorrow, so on and so forth. Also, all the so-called cause of the happiness they themselves are dependent on so many other causing conditions. So we are so codependent to so many causing conditions. Therefore, all these kind of kindness are very deceiving and uncertain, and there's fallacy. Whereas wishing to awaken to the truth, to the reality of the phenomena, that is never going to deceive. During the progress of the path, and also at the end, all the Buddhas of the past, present, and the future also took this path, this as Chandrakirti said, wishing to awaken others is like a seed. It is also like the ground where you plant this seed. Wishing to awaken others is also like a fertilizer, like the water, like the space, like the fence. Wishing to awaken others is like the shoot, like the stem, and wishing to awaken others is also the fruit itself. So, awakening mind is the seed, shoot, and the fruit, ground, path, and the result. And this is something that we can already apply right this moment today. This is why as Shantadipa said, there may be many powerful gods like Indras, Brahmas, Shiva, Asuras, but none of these powerful gods or Asuras can give you the most powerful, most undeceiving gift, this mind of awakening. All sentient beings, no matter how defiled and how anxious, how emotional, how negative we are, there's always a chance or a time that kindness, like a lightning in the dark, at times it can occur. We just have to take advantage of this rare but precious, kind mind of awakening all beings. we can generate this. Since you have now taken the Bodhisattva vow, think that today your life has become fruitful. Today, the purpose of becoming a human have been actualized. You have become the heir of the Buddha. Now you will apply since you have become the children of the Buddha, you will apply, you will take heed or pay attention to the family duty, which is to help awaken others. This kindness mind that arises within us today is like finding a jewel among the rags or garbages. Today, since we have now taken the Bodhisattva vow, we can declare this by declaring to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and also especially by declaring this to all sentient beings as another means to strengthen the Bodhicitta or the awakened mind. Let us now declare in the presence of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I have taken this Bodhisattva vow. Therefore, O gods and asuras, rejoice. Immediately after taking the Bodhisattva vow, let us now apply the Bodhicitta and Bodhisattva activity. For a few moments, let us wish that from now, from this very moment, every thoughts and actions that I take, including seemingly mundane ones like breathing in and out, sleeping, eating, just loitering, doing the mundane things, or seemingly important things like taking care of our health, eating right food, taking right medicine, trying to have good lifestyle, or even seemingly mistaken actions, aggression, desire, ignorance. Wish that may all this, one way or another, lead us to actualize the Bodhicitta, and one way or another ends up becoming a cause of awakening others. Even mundane, very mundane part of our life, such as sitting and standing, breathing in and out. So please think of that. And wish that all sentient beings have the Bodhicitta. For those who have the Bodhicitta, their Bodhicitta to be matured. That all sentient beings never abandon the Bodhicitta. That they will always stay away from conditions that will distance themselves from the Bodhicitta. And then pray that all the Bodhisattvas of the past, present and the future, that their wish will be fulfilled. Whatever the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas wish for the sentient beings, that it actually materialize. So think about, so please think of these things, few moments. And then, as symbolically, after taking the Bodhisattva vow, symbolic sort of practice of the ultimate Bodhicitta, watch this moment, thoughts, sensations, feelings, not make any judgment. Just acknowledge. And since we have been talking about sadhana, and since we have just taken the Bodhisattva vow, let us tie this up together. For the benefit of all sentient beings, to awaken all sentient beings, let us think that although due to my habit I keep on condemning myself, having pure perception to myself and others and the things around. In reality, we are Kayas, Jhanas, Devas, or in other words, I am or we are Avalokiteshvara. The Lord of the three realms, source of all the universe, the embodiment of all the compassion of all the Buddhas. Everything comes and dwells and goes within this Avalokiteshvara, this me, Avalokiteshvara. I am not a man, I am not a woman, I am not white, black, brown, red, blue. I am not tall, short. I have no directions. I am not bound by past, present, and the future. I am not small, I am not big. And beyond all that, I am Avalokiteshvara, and yet, not knowing this, sentient beings, not only I am Avalokiteshvara, all sentient beings are Avalokiteshvara, but yet, not knowing this, sentient beings, they project different realms. Gods think that they are gods. Human beings that they are human beings. Animals, they consider themselves. They act or think like animals. So in order to awaken them from these projections, let us chant 6 syllables that will purify 5 or 6 projections. So please repeat. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay. Since you have also received Nyingti Gyabji, most of you, let us chant a kind of an exclusive mantra 3 times. Om Mani Padme Hum Shi. Om Mani Padme Hum Shi. Om Mani Padme Hum Shi. Okay, let us dedicate this merit to all sentient beings. Yes, Thang Tong Gyalpo said, may this illusory merit that I, the illusory I, created or accumulated, I dedicate this to illusory sentient beings so that they will actualize the illusory Buddhahood. Okay. Just to continue from the Sampanakrama, and actually now both Upanakrama and the Sampanakrama, just a very short one. This is perhaps, this language I may be using more from the Nyingma tradition, okay? Well, it doesn't mean that the others don't have, but Nyingmas talk this a lot. Because there's a kind of a reason for that. We can discuss this later. I mean, if you, I don't know, maybe not important, but all the Buddha's path, you can sort of categorize into 2 categories. Jema dan Jeminji Lam. Jema is like fabricated, made up, make believe, altered, tailored, custom made, created. Yes, so there's that. And then there is completely not made up, genuine, absolutely like as it is, not created, not fabricated, not at all. Now actually Shamatha Vipassana is probably a good example for you. Shamatha tend to be what we call fabricated. So for instance, I'm talking big generalization, okay? So there is this, even things like sitting straight, there is a altered, altered, made, discipline, is important. This, by the way, it sounds like the created path or the fabricated path is a sort of a lesser thing. And the non-fabricated is the higher, but it's not like that. They're equally important. So this is really important for you to know, never to look down. So of course, Upanakrama that we have been talking, like visualizations, lights going in and out, all this is fabricated, altered, tailored. This is why different deities, different color, different shape, however you want. On that day, actually, if you have time, you can change, change the sadhanas every day. I think, what do you call it? There are, let's say you have received 8 initiations of the 8 bodhisattvas. You feel like a Manjushri sadhana today? You do that. It's like in the restaurant. You want pasta today, then eat pasta. Tomorrow, maybe something else. That is, you actually, technically you can do that because all the yidam are actually one essence. But because, it has to benefit you, right? You are a path dweller. Path dweller means you have drawback, you have flaws. And one of the big flaw is your old habit. So we are now inserting a new habit of visualization. So lamas would tend to advise you, okay, you should stick with one. And it's a good advice. But technically, actually, there is no reason why you can't do all. But sticking with one, perhaps, especially for the beginners, is maybe more productive because you are supposed to combat with your old habit. Otherwise, you will really go through the yidam schizophrenia. And I think there's a lot of, and this is really, it's very big. Even the most seasoned practitioners, they ask these questions. Oh, I feel like Tara. I want to do Tara. Can I do Tara? Yeah, why not? Especially when they come to me, I can see they get so frustrated because human beings are so strange. I usually say, yeah, do whatever you want. They don't like this. But I'm sticking with this. I know that some lamas say, you must do only this. But also they don't like this. Because they are secretly wanting to do, standing up. If a lama tell them, I'm doing a yidam practice, that the yidam is sitting all the time, I feel like I can see this student wants to do a standing posture deity. But, technically, on the ultimate level, no difference. But anyway, what I want to say is this, so even Upanakrama is actually more like a fabricated, altered, sort of make-believe. Sampanakrama? No, in general. But there are a lot of, I would say, sadhanas. Some sadhanas are like 90% Upanakrama, 10% Sampanakrama. Also the same thing. There are many overlapped, depending on, if you are doing a Manjushri from the Druthapkunti, for instance, more likely it will be Upanakrama. But having said that, there is a lot of sampanakrama involved, such as swallowing the letter D. If you are doing Vajrayogini, then it may be more sampanakram. Anyway, the path of fabricated, altered, fake, you can call it, fake and not fake. Very important, both. Because the fake ones are really good because you can relate. That's why it's so important. If you can just appreciate the design of these paths, you will really think these designers really are incredible. Just thinking of this, you would really accept existence of omniscience. This requires omniscience to design these things. Can't just made it up. This one, you don't need to upgrade. It's so good like that. So that's it. That's